If you're looking for professional level day trading education and high quality trade analysis and dissection, you've come to the right place. My name is Pat Mitchell. I've been a professional day trader for the past 11 years, and I am here to give you exactly that on YouTube and on X, all for free. And today we have a really great lesson in disappointment. I'm going to go over a trade that I took and tell you why I am horribly disappointed in myself. So let's get cracking here. I hope you all had a wonderful day. And give me a sec. Just going to fire up my charts. Let's rock and roll. Okay, guys. So I hope, like I said, I hope you guys all did really well today. Today was actually an exceptional day when it comes to the setup. And what we were looking for was the short on either SPY or Qs. Qs actually presented a better, had a better risk profile as well as a better just overall trade. And the reason for that is the first level that we were looking to execute short on at this 490.91, essentially risking off of this 492, is not only range highs, but we also had the 200 SMA for protection, which that's where it came into. And we've seen these types of setups lots where we're at highs after, a big run up, and it will have a gap up. And that's kind of the last chance. And I'll go over the trade here now. So the market opens up, it pops into the 490.91 level. I execute, I pay myself. Okay, so that's the first trade. Now, as it comes up, because it's still a part of my trade plan, and I know that this is a solid, low risk opportunity to get a lot of follow through on the day. So I average into the trade and then basically am risking off of this and then actually a little bit more. It was wide risk, but because of the nature of the charts here today, we weren't going to need that full risk. That's what we're risking off of. But the odds of it actually going all the way up there are extremely slim unless there is a major catalyst, which there is a potential. Now, keep in mind, the P&L today, I ended up locking in $758. Now, I'm trading with smaller size because I am working with my live trading group. That's where I day trade live with a very focused group of day traders twice per week, as well as managing the main screen share. So simultaneously, I'm operating two screen shares and day trading and coaching. So that's why I generally will size down on those days. It's a lot to handle. So definitely a smaller day. Now, there was an opportunity to really hammer this. And this is what I want to talk about when it comes to disappointment. Now, first of all, on this, execute, pay myself. Let me run you guys through this trade. So pops up, execute, pay myself. I'm going to turn this magnet off. Then as it comes up, I start averaging in, working that trade, right? That's these two entries. As it pulls, I am paying myself. Okay, so I pay myself. It pops back up. I add in to this low risk trade and then pay myself on the wash. Now, on generally speaking, you won't see any more than 2 or 3 entries and then exits on my trades and on my charts. Today was very different. So as it makes its way back up into this beautiful setup, I ended up stopping out on the rest. Now, that could be due to a couple of things. And I've tried working through this, thinking about it. Now, it's something that I have noticed I've been doing quite a bit lately. And there is a market, the nature of the market that we are in factor. I know that's long winded, but that's what it is. So there is that. And I've noticed lately that I'm basically top ticking my last exit. Now, I don't have a lot of size in this. So this is only part of the disappointment. Okay. But I have already noticed that I am doing this and have started to make those adjustments. And this is where new traders can really learn. Now, remember, I've been doing this for a long time, over a decade professionally and wildly successfully. And I still make mistakes. So you cannot be beating yourself up and basically people get disappointed in themselves and they beat themselves up. And then it's hard to recover from that because you've done so much mental damage. You really got to lay off. All you need to do as a day trader, this is part of the job, okay? Part of the job is understanding where we need to make these adjustments. You will make mistakes. It's not about beating yourself up or, like fucking kicking yourself when you're down. There's a lot of people that do that out there where they'll make a mistake and they will hammer on themselves mentally. And that is not going to fly at all in the world, especially of day trading. This is such a mental game, and a lot of people forget that. They think that this is all just strategy and technicals and executing the trade. That is a very small portion and a fraction of what we actually do as professional traders. This is probably 90% mental, 10% technical. Once you have your strategy, as long as your mentality is in check, and of course it's a valid strategy, you're good to go. So like I said, I've noticed that I've been doing this and I'm basically top ticking the exit. That, like I said, has to do with a few things. So the nature of the market, a lack of patience, and also because of time of day. So time of day, I don't necessarily like executing past 10 a.m. So it's right at that cutoff. So I don't want to add and I don't want to fight this thing because if it does break these highs, I'm going to have to add in again and start managing the position out. And number four, there's not a lot of P&L because of the nature of the small size I was trading. So there's quite a few factors that are going into this and why I did what I did. Now, for the disappointment, I'm aware of all of those things. I've already started in the process of making those adjustments. I'm well aware what today was. In fact, as soon as I stopped out, I said it was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. This thing, there's so many green lights and big fat flashing green lights that are going off on this trade to take it short. It's ridiculous. Like if you know what you're looking at, this bitch is going to sell off within a reasonably, actually extremely high probability. It's going to sell off. I know this. I'm well aware of this, but yet I still decided to take it off. And not only did I take it off, I could have re-entered very easily because there was still plenty of time. Now, don't get it twisted what I'm doing here. I'm not talking about shoulda, coulda, wouldas. That's not what I'm doing. This isn't a should've or could've or would've or a hindsight way of looking at this. I was well aware that this trade was going to sell into, at a minimum, the 9 EMA or the 5 the moving averages, if not more. We were going to get a really nice follow through on the sell off. Okay. And that's a whole other lesson for another time as to what I'm seeing. But there's probably 5 indicators that are telling me this thing is good to go. In fact, all morning, that's what I was saying, that this thing is beautiful. This is what we want. So it's about recognizing what you're doing. And this is going to be a real hard way to put it because it's sometimes this type of cerebral stuff is difficult to put into words, but it's not so I guess the best way of putting it is it's not about making a mistake, right? It's about solutions to problems. And I know that that's kind of like one and the same, but they are very different. And that's probably about the best way that I can put it. You can't look at it like it's a mistake. It's just there's a problem and it needs to be corrected. Adjustments need to be made. And the reason why I'm going through this with you guys today and just being honest with you about basically fucking up this trade horribly. Now, am I actually disappointed in myself? No, fuck, man. I have such an amazing consistency rate that it doesn't bother me. But what does bother me is already recognizing and not making that adjustment or correction. I'm well aware of this, plus the day. I'm well aware of the day. So it's about working through that, understanding why you did what you did, right? We had a member that stopped out because, and I should go over this because it really goes hand in hand with today. So on cues, and I'm going to zoom in. what she did was when it came up, she was already in. And as soon as it broke this level, she freaked out and stopped out. Or this was fully part of the trade plan. We knew because of the nature of SPY and how much distance it had into this level that Q's it's going to keep running. It's going to go. It's most likely going to break this level. We were more than prepared for it. So why did she stop out? Right? Why did she freak out? Right? So when I asked her that question, the answer to that question was because it broke that level and I got emotional. Which she's not wrong. She's definitely not wrong with that. That's the surface layer and level as to why she stopped out, but it's deeper than that. And this is what I'm trying to get through to you guys. You really need to start peeling those layers of the onion back of the problems and the difficulties and adjustments that you need to make. If you don't and you look at it very surface, you'll never actually correct the problem. You need to get to the root of why you did what you did. Don't stop at just, oh, I got emotional. Okay, so you got fucking emotional. Well, that's not going to solve anything. You saying that, even if you say it out loud, what the fuck is that going to solve? Nothing. There's no solution there. All you've done is come to yourself with a fucking problem with no solution. Do you know those people, not to stray off on too much of a tangent, but do you know those people? I'm sure you guys work with them. Hey, maybe some of you that are watching are this person. They only come to you with fucking problems. Only. Like that's all they ever come to you with is fucking problems. There's never a solution. And what does that create? It's nothing but drama. It's nothing but anxiety inducing. Those types of people will find it very difficult in trading. So if you do find yourself only coming, and it's fine because that's why these videos are being made, it's about making you guys aware. It's the awareness of peeling it back. Because a lot of people think it's just normal just to say, oh, I got emotional, so I stopped out because it broke that level. You've scratched the fucking surface of why you did what you did. And you're not coming to yourself with any type of solution. You've only come to yourself with the problem. Do you see how, and I know that at risk of repeating myself, if you only come to yourself with a problem, you've only met yourself halfway. This is the type of stuff that I've talked about a million times, not only in my service, but on this channel as well. People think that they are giving 100%. This is a beautiful example of your 100% is my 10%. And that's not because I'm looking my nose down at you or I'm being condescending. It has nothing to do with that. It's because a lot of people haven't been trained or taught to come with solutions. If you only have a problem, and all problems need what? They need a solution, right? Well, you see how it's a 50-50? You're only meeting yourself halfway. So the importance of this lesson is monumental. It is huge that traders stop coming to themselves with just fucking problems. I don't want to hear it anymore that, oh, I stopped out because it broke the level. I don't want to fucking hear that. You're only doing half the work, right? Come with a solution. Strip it back, peel it back, and come to the root cause as to why you made that mistake. And then the adjustment process can start. And like you saw here today with my trade, even me with all of the experience that I have, I'm still in the process of making that adjustment. I'm aware of the adjustment. I have made adjustments, but it's not fully there. It is a process. You're not going to come up with a solution and immediately implement that fully 100% full stop. It is a process. That's another thing when people talk about the process of trading. Now, most of the time that people say that they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But what I'm saying is it is a collection. So to wrap this up, don't beat yourself up if you have a problem. come to yourself with a solution and start implementing the fix, the solution itself, and you'll do amazing. You'll do amazing things with this career. You'll do things that you never thought imaginable. You'll have more time, money, and freedom than you ever know what to do with. So if you want to learn how to become a professional trader legitimately and work with a coach that can actually get through to you, come to tricktrades.com. If not, that's fine. Nobody's forcing you. Don't have a conniption fit. Continue to enjoy my free stuff, but you do have to like and you do have to subscribe. I would like to hope that everyone watching this channel is a good person that was raised correctly with manners. And there is always a give and take into life. It's not just take, take, take. You're not a taker, are you? Because if you are, you're kind of a fucking scumbag, right? To put it bluntly. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch the ones that get right to it inside the walls of Trick Trades on Monday. Adios, folks.